Tonight, the longest night of the year. In the old world, this was not a night of fear, but of patience. The sun has not abandoned us, it only sleeps. Our ancestors gathered by fire, shared food, spoke names of the dead, and trusted that light would return. This is Yule. Not a holiday of gifts, but endurance, memory, and renewal. Tonight we keep our hearth lit together. So tonight we're going to be talking about Yule. And I've wrote quite a bit of notes. We are just starting up. I know we probably don't have too many viewers right now, but we're gonna start our night off by lighting a candle, and we're gonna name one. I'm gonna name one thing I survived this year. I'm gonna write one thing that I leave behind on a piece of paper. I'm gonna take a moment of silence. First, we're gonna light the candle. I think one thing that I survived this year was dealing with Fort and some other stuff personally that definitely took a lot on me. And now, on a piece of paper, I'm going to write one thing that I want to leave behind. I'm going to fold this piece of paper. I'm going to set it next to my candle. As I've stated, we do have quite a bit of things to go over tonight. And as I stated, it's the longest night of the year. It's the winter solstice. What is that and how did it come to be? I would like to do a quiz, and for that we would need some more people, but it's okay if we don't have anybody. I'm hoping we do get some people to stop in and participate in the quiz. And we'll go over, we'll at towards the end of the stream, we'll, go over them again, and we'll give out right answers and whatnot based off of stuff. So I'm going to do that first, and throughout the night, I'll go back to it, and people can, chime in and answer questions when they see fit. I have 20 plus pages of stuff I prepared. A lot of writing on my part. Question 1. Winter has began. Your stores are lower than you expected. You A. Eat normally and hope for early spring. B. Ration strictly now, even if it hurts. Or C. Feast to keep morale high. Like I said, we'll go over these again later. I'll go over the questions again, and then I'll give you the answers at the end. Why is tracking sunrise position important? A. Religious ceremony. B. Navigation only. Or C. Knowing when the days stop shortening. Three. The sun no longer sinks lower at noon. What does that mean? I mean, A. Winter is over. B. The worst part has passed. The worst point has passed. Or C. Spring starts tomorrow. Question 4. A neighbor is sick and slowing the group down. Do you A. Cast them out. B. Ignore them. C. Bring them closer to the hearth. And the last question we have on this is, why was the hearth sacred? A. Symbolism only. B. It represented the gods. Or C. It was heat, food, light, and safety. Like I said, we'll ask these questions again later on, and we will go over them. So now we're going to go back to when I light the candle. And what I just said when I lit the candle was nothing is wasted, not even hardship. We're going to start the beginning of my notes. I know, like I said, there probably aren't many people here right now, but the winter solstice, like we said, is the longest night of the year. What happens astronomically? Astronomically, the winter solstice is the moment when Earth's tilt points our hemisphere farther away from the sun. So the sun reaches its lowest point, reaches its lowest path across the sun, giving us the shortest day and the longest night of the year. For a few days, the sun appears to stand still, and then slowly the light begins to return. What was that? Just a notification. The return is what people celebrated. Not because winter was over, but because it can now be survived. And like I said, I have tons of notes. When ancient people tracked the sun, survival hinged on the sun's return. Winter meant food stores were shrinking, animals dying or growing weak, increase of illness was an issue back then, and cold-related deaths. For the ancient Norse, those were big problems. The winter solstice marked one crucial truth. The worst of the darkness was over, and it gave hope. Missing the solstice was deadly. I mean, if they missed it, they wouldn't know what to look out for. If a community misjudged the sun's return, they would use supplies too quickly, and they expected spring too early. Those were all deadly things that could happen. Taking away from that is tracking the sun taught them how long winter still had, when to tighten rationing, and when to prepare tools, seeds, and animals and heart for that and work. Ancient people tracked the sun during the winter solstice because it told them the truth without hope, faith, or guessing. The longer night meant winter had peaked. From that moment on, survival became more likely every day. Tracking the sun wasn't religion first. It was life-saving science that later became sacred. And I'm going to end this little portion of it before we start a match with the sun does not flee, it circles wide. As wolves wait, so must we. Hey, Donut. So, the takeaway from that first part is, tracking the sun meant life or death. And for the Norse, they got good at it because of what they did after. And Donut, if you missed the quiz I gave, we'll go over it in a minute, and I can redo the questions before we start the match. I am in Discord, so for when you want to hop in. But I think before I start this match, we'll go back over the quiz questions, and save them if you want, or however you want to do it. Put your answers in chat. No worries. We can do it again when you hop in. I'm not going to go over the answers until later, because I'm going to continually bring up that quiz and have people answer it. But we're going to do a match, and then we'll hop back into some of our knowledge. Where is my cursor? So, I'm working on unlocking this guy. I got to complete Jotunheim on normal difficulty. That'll give me the Warden. And then I gotta complete Svartalfheim on normal difficulty to get this lady. And the Archmage will, Helheim. But I haven't tried her yet. I'm gonna try doing her real quick. Jotunheim on normal. See how this goes, chat. Like I said, we're gonna do this, then we'll go over a little bit more. I got a story written just for this stream, based on the Solstice poem later on. Fun stuff like that. Lit our candle. Said what we survived and what we wanted to leave behind. Oh man, you got a 5-streak donut. Alright, I haven't played this chick yet. We're gonna try it out. Let's get a Scotty perk. Comment, Frost Arm. Frost. We're gonna get the Frost comment. We haven't got, there we go, that'll give us our first quest. Collect 6 souls, solve 2 puzzles. Let's do that one. Oh, hey. Don't do that. Alright, that's kind of cool. Thor or Loki. Get a Thor perk, Thunderstruck. She doesn't do a lot of damage, I noticed. Class perk. Area where time stands still. Higher crit chance with attack. Inflict crit attack. While orbiting a wisp. We want... Get the wisp. Come on. That hurts. Oh, hey. I don't think she's going to do good on this one. Get lifesteal. He's... There's a lot of stuff here. A frost ring. So we gotta get all the quests done in time to be able to fight the last boss. Oh, there's food right there. Food's the health. And this chick does not do very good, it seems. Leveled up. Wave. Get the Raven. That hurts. Ow. Yeah, nope. Alright, we'll do another one real quick. Try a different character again. Yeah, I grabbed the Raven. Try a different one. Berserker. Try the Berserker. Odin's got ravens too. So it is auto attack for the most part. I don't think this guy's going to do very good here either. Alt. Jesus, this is a lot. Warrior from Valhalla. Oh, Jesus. Get out of here. I've taken too much damage already. Get out of here. More over here. Flip up. Go cutting edge. I got the quest done. No, there's another soul way the heck down there. Okay. Wasn't expecting it to be way down there. Chest. Yeah. I probably should have taken the magnet, but out of your Thor. Take that. Down here still. I got that quest done. Not that it's helping me right now because I am taking a lot of damage. Where is it? Yeah, I'm gonna die again. Here's my next quest. Activate the wind crystal. I'm gonna die. I need food. Definitely under 40% health, that's for sure. I don't like that these things keep resetting on me. I didn't realize they reset. These pathways. I need food. Now we gotta kill things inside this. My phone just fell. Son of a nutcracker. I died. Alright. And my freaking alarm didn't stop. Stop it, alarm. Alright. It's a little bit harder now. We're gonna add break. So go back over the quiz real quick. Question 1. Winter has begun. Your stores are lower than expected. Do you A, eat normally and hope for an early spring? B, ration strictly now, even if it hurts? Or C, feast to keep morale high? Number 2. Why is tracking sunrise position important? A, religious ceremony. B, navigation only. Or C, knowing when the days stop shortening. 3. The sun no longer sinks lower at noon. What does that mean? A, winter is over. B, the worst point has passed. C, spring starts tomorrow. Number 4. A neighbor is sick and slowing the group down. Do you A, cast them out? B, ignore them? Or C, bring them closer to the hearth? Question 5. Why was the hearth sacred? The A, symbolism only. B, it represented the gods. Or C, it was heat, food, light, and safety. So we'll go over those a little bit later again. We'll ask them again. They didn't worship the sun because it was beautiful. They watched it because it told them when they would live. Now I'm gonna read you a story. That I had personally made for this stream. I wrote it for this stream. And it's called the Solstice Watcher. In years before names, or gods were spoken aloud, there was one who watched the sun. While others slept close to fire, he climbed the frozen ridge each dawn. He marked where sun bled into the world, not with ink, but with stone and memory. Each day the light fell shorter, each day the cold bit deeper, until one morning it did not fall any lower. He waited. The next dawn the sun climbed, no higher than a breath, no longer than a heartbeat, but higher still. He ran back to the hearth, frost in his beard, voice crackling like ice on a river. The dark has reached its edge, he said. The light remembers us. That night they ate what little they had left. They kept the fire alive. And they endured, not because winter was over, but because now they knew it would end. That's a little story, part 1. And when knowledge becomes sacred, why knowledge needed story? Not everyone could track shadows or horizons back then, you know. Some people didn't have the means to do it. Some people didn't live. They didn't have the tools. Stories made complex soul and knowledge portable. Gods became pneumatic devices, and myths became seasonal instruction manuals. You don't need to understand axial tilt, if you remember, the sun sleeps and wakes. Pretty good. Why the solstice became Yule. Now this is where we get a little bit more into some lore. The solstice wasn't felt immediately. Ritual marks the moment when hope became justified, and feasting burned stored calories before they spoiled. Community reduced death from isolation. Yule wasn't indulgent, it was calculated release. So, solstice was the moment, Yule, or Joel, was the response. Solstice was one day. The change in daylight is tiny at first. You can't feel it yet. For ancient people, that wasn't enough, so they created Joel, or Yule. Yule lasted multiple nights, 3 to 12 days depending on region. And it bridged the psychological gap between knowledge and feeling. Turned fact into experience. Solstice was the knowledge, Yule was the action. So Yule was made and marked and celebrated because of the solstice. That solstice was the one day, dark was dark, as tonight, ancient Norse believed that it was, this is when everything got better after this. And, that's a good thing. In my notes, it says to read the next part of the story. I'm going to wait until after, and we're gonna do a couple more matches. We want to make this last a little while, We're gonna go back to the main menu. We're gonna pick the Reaper, which is the archer dude that I like. We got some skills. We can, we got 2 skills, so we have 8 skill points. Can't really put anything else into him. We also got the gods we can do. We started putting some here and some into Thor. But we're gonna play this guy. Jotunheim. Normal. Try to keep your health above 1 and the enemy's health at 0. Alright. This is the only gripe I have about this game. Is yes, you can aim where your shots go, but it's auto attack, so you don't get to Ken, Verkananon, Ingwaz, the birth rune, health, knowledge rune increasing number. We're gonna get more health here. Gotta go over here. There's one. Take a Scotty perk. Be creating slowing. No covered areas. Or reroll it. Thermia. take on. Hello.
What's up?
I'll go back over the questions again if you want.
I heard like 2 or 3 of them.
So yeah, we'll go back over them after this. We're gonna take Heartseeker.
Like the archer now?
Yeah, I like this guy. This is probably my favorite guy so far. I want to get this one done so I can unlock the warden. He's, you know, sword and board dude.
It's interesting the sword and board is behind the archer.
Yeah. So this guy was even locked. I had to do something to get him. But the same with the not the sorceress, but the other lady I didn't play yet tonight.
So other than dashing and controlling where you move and facing, is that all you do?
No, you got your Q, your ability.
Oh, okay.
And you pick your skills, obviously. Mjolnir on being hit. We're gonna take the lightning bolt. This guy has an ability where he can get a perk when he dashes. He summons another wolf, which is nice.
Wolves are just like heat-seeking missiles.
They're kinda. They run around you and hit enemies.
Nice.
It's a fitting game for the night. Ow. Jerk. Go away.
Yeah, my wife was up early enough that she watched a live broadcast of the sunrise at Stonehenge.
Oh, geez, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So, like I've said, the sun basically reached its tallest point today at noon. And for the next couple of days, it'll be the same way. Hold on, my wife has... One sec. I thought you had one. So, it'll stay like that for a couple days before the sun actually moves again toward, you know, because the axis of the Earth is basically pushed away from the sun. Pause. Crit. Crit. And I leveled. Soul Shards. Right here. So, Ethereal Arrow. No, not. Wolves. Hunting wolves has a chance to instantly kill non. That's one of them. I'm gonna take that. Because I don't see very many elite monsters right now. I don't know if we're gonna do it this run. We're gonna do Crystal. Please be near me. It's not near me, of course.
Where's your map? Oh, is that under your camera?
Yeah, I'll move it here after this one. I actually forgot it was up there. We're gonna take Beastmaster. Chat, I like range characters in most games, and this is why.
Yeah, he makes me stand on the front line and get beat in the face.
Yep. HP regeneration.
Now, do they have to be in the circle when they die, or just you?
I'm not sure actually. I think they have to be in it as well. So now our next objective doesn't appear for another, 2.5 minutes, which isn't good because we're timed. And there's not a way to speed it up except for go faster. Keep missing with it. There we go. Hey, get out of here. Where did you come from, dude?
Is that one of the elite enemies you hadn't seen?
Yeah. Let's increase my health more. Hey. I just didn't expect him to be here now.
Of course, it's spaceport right now. It's the cold snap.
Ugh.
I don't really care. I just change my keys up again.
Thor. Thunderstorm. Oh, sweet. He dropped a chest. That mysterious crystal when a fallen trapped within. Attack speed.
Have you heard or had or seen the Dubai chocolates?
No.
So I don't know why they're called that because I only know Dubai as like.
Oh, Dubai. Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's got the pistachio cream and like crunchy stuff in it.
Ugh.
I was skeptical, but I really wanted to try it because I've seen it like everywhere. So I got a bar. It's actually pretty good. The crunchy stuff it makes it more like a. It's very occasional and very like mild, and it's like a I don't know if it is a Rice Krispie like thing that you're crunching or not, but it reminds me more of like a Kit Kat or a Rice Krispie. And then the cream that they put with the pistachio is really good. But I really like pistachios. That might be why I like it so much.
I mean, I like pistachio, but
Well, one of the reasons I wanted to try it is because it's everywhere. Like my favorite type of chocolate is chocolate like covered like cherries or blueberries, but they have to be milk chocolate because I don't like dark chocolate, and they're like impossible to find. So I was trying to find another chocolate that my wife could find. I was like, well, these are everywhere.
wife lost her phone chat.
Uh-oh.
Experience gain.
My wife got
Find
a
it?
new Google.
Alright. You were saying, sorry.
Oh, my wife got a new phone. I don't know, like a month or so ago now. Why did I lose connection with the phone? But when it pairs with our Googles at home, even if it's dead, it'll make it ring a little bit. So it's very handy because she loses her phone all the time.
Alright, we got another objective starting chat. So we're gonna do easy Curses Storm. Gotta get down here. Don't have a lot of time for this, so. There we go. Avoid all the storm stuff.
Pro tip, always take the duct tape.
Always, yes, I need it.
Oh, I'm literally loading into a match that only has 16 minutes left, and I am across the map from the thing I have a keyway for.
Oh, get out of here.
Let's make the run. Hey, Ella.
So we're in, I think this map was Jotunheim, chat. We got an ad.
Got an update on Curry from the person who adopted him.
Yeah.
Guess he's doing really well. He knows his new name. He's super cuddly and lovable. I'm like, yay! And
I
he's
mean,
like, fuck you!
faster weapon skill cooldown. Yes, please.
But Ella's come out of a lot more of her shell since.
Her brothers aren't there?
Yeah. Like she's sitting on the table next to my desk, looking out the window, and she's like just chilling next to me, which she never did before.
So, oh, that's good. But so, chat. The thing is, we have to get to the last boss by the end of this timer. I don't think you have to. I think the timer stops once you get to the last boss. I could be wrong. But I think that's how I remember it. And we got 2 minutes until this next objective. Let's see, increase weapon skill. Crit hit chance. I'm just guessing, chat, on which is the best to get because I don't know.
What? You're a streamer. You have to min-max everything all the time.
Eh. You gotta be bad at some things.
I mean, I'm bad at like everything.
Yeah, me too. Go away.
Security breach that no one touched.
Ooh. We're gonna get some magnet. More magnet. Magnets are good. I think I'll start taking some life steal. Kinda late in the match for it, but oh well.
Don't have enough bullets.
You grabbed this when it was free, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's not free anymore.
Hoping they do the multiplayer update.
Me too.
Like I want to install it just to try it because it looks fun.
They can add, I think if they do, once they do the multiplayer, they can add more difficulties too, I think.
Like I think the game looks fun, but it's not something I would play a whole lot. It would be like a, or for me, it would be more like a side game of like if I'm, you know, if one of the guys is like streaming a show or something, I'd watch the show while playing that. But like, there's not so many buttons to press. It's mostly about just positioning. You know, I don't have to listen for audio cues or something like that. But
experience gain.
how much?
Want more attack speed? Yes. Next objective comes out in 15 seconds. It's gonna be super close. Hopefully it's an easy objective, chat. Alright. Kill enemies near pylon. One. Probably should have taken the other one, but oh well. Come on, open. Back over this way. Go faster. Gotta go fast, like Sonic, chat. This is starting to hurt. Get off of me. Alright, now we gotta summon the Jotun, and I need health. Oh, damn.
What the hell? Never seen ticks outside.
Go
Oh,
away.
other thing I found out about ticks. If they jump on you, you know how it says like mash a button to like rip or fight them off?
Yeah.
If you just swing, if you have your pick already out, you can just swing it and they pop right off.
Nice. Alright, here we go. I don't know if it's a... I'm thinking the timer ends. It does. Okay, good. But now we're kind of in a shitty spot because there's no place to get health. Go, Ghost Wolves.
Oh, someone killed this dude.
Get away. I don't like when you get close to me, dude. I don't want a hug. Oh, snap. Not from a store. Look at this guy.
You totally want a hug.
That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. Get away. If I can just keep... Oh, what happened? Phase change. Oh, shit. Oh, man, I have less room now, too. Okay, this is kind of cool.
Oh, so now you're just on like a little pillar?
Yeah, I was. I got through the phase and as long as I
Hold the
can
door!
Ooh, not cool. He adds poison. You're not a very nice Jotun, dude.
You good, homie?
That almost hurt. Please leave me alone. I just want to beat you so I can get the next character unlocked. No hard feelings, dude.
You're good, you're good.
Alright, after this chat, we'll ask the quiz questions again. And we'll read the... Oh shit, another phase change. We'll read the second part and last part of the story I made for the stream. For this stream.
This one.
Get out of here.
Yo, anybody need weapon parts? Or not weapon parts, but the heavy or light parts? I think I have some extra. No worries. You got 22 seconds till this thing auto closes, by the way.
Definitely like that they added Like, the first boss didn't have... Or the first two Yones didn't have phase changes. That's not cool. That hurt.
GG.
Get out of here! I'm glad they take another phase change to get more health back. Got it. I got it, chat. I got this. I don't have a lot of health left, but I did it!
No worries.
90 freaking 4 health left.
Oh, come on, that's plenty of health.
I unlocked the Warden. And I unlocked a new zone. Jotunheim on normal edition, windy day modifier. Hard. Endless. A new god. And, ooh, a new trophy. Eric's Sun Compass. So that took us 19 minutes. Resource bonus plus 80%. 71 plus 57 gold earned. 1 soul stone. 3,587 enemies defeated. Total damage 115,000. Here we go. Level 25. Alright, so we're going back to the main menu. We're going to read. We'll go over the questions again real quick. To the quiz. You can either write these down, chat, if you're doing it, or you can answer in chat. But winter has begun. Your stores are lower than expected. Do you A, eat normally and hope for early spring? B, ration strictly now, even if it hurts? Or C, feast to keep morale high? 2. Why is tracking sun's position and the sunrise position important? Religious ceremony, A. B. Navigation only. Or C. Knowing when the day stops shortening. Question 3. The sun no longer sinks lower at noon. What does that mean? A. Winter's over. B. The worst point has passed. Or C. Spring starts tomorrow. 4. Neighbor is sick and slowing the group down. Do you A. Cast them out, ignore them, or C. Bring them closer to the hearth? And then 5. Why was the hearth sacred? A. Symbolism only. B. It represented the gods. Or C. It was heat, food, light, and safety. So, now that we did that again, the first Solstice Watcher Part 2. The Watcher returned to the ridge, not because the sun had changed, but because the people had not yet felt it. The days were still short, the cold still cut, the dark still pressed its weight against the doors. The light has turned, he told them. They looked at their empty bowls. They listened to the wind. Then why does winter still bite? They asked. The Watcher fed the fire instead of answering. He broke the last hard bread. He poured what little drink remained. Because knowing is not enough, he said. We must mark it, or the waiting will devour us. That night, they stayed awake, not in fear, but together. They spoke the names of the dead so their winters would not be forgotten. They told stories of past cold seasons and how they were endured. The watchers showed them the stones, how the sun had ceased to fall, how it would now return slowly, quietly without announcement. This is not the end of winter, he said. This is the moment it stops winning. So they chose the longest night to keep the fire burning. They chose many nights so hope would not fade between dawns. They called it Yule, not to name the sun, but to name the waiting. And when the watcher grew old, others took his place on the ridge, not because they doubted the sun, but because memory must be tended, like flame. This is why the solstice is watched. This is why Yule was made, not to end the dark, but to teach people how to endure it together. The game is called Jotun Slayer, The Hordes of Hell. So, before the break, we talked about why knowledge needed story. And now we're going to talk a little bit about why waiting was dangerous and how Yule solved it. So, winter was still harsh, food was still limited then, and cold was still deadly. I mean, back then they didn't have electricity. I mean, this is common knowledge. People needed something that said, yes, it's still bad, but it will now get better. Yule provided scheduled feasting. It controlled the release of the stores. Community gatherings reduced the isolation deaths. And storytelling was the passing of survival knowledge. Ritual fire was, a symbol in heat. Yule didn't end winter. It made people believe they could outlast it. When did it become sacred instead of practical? So, knowledge can be lost. We all know that. It's the truth. But stories survive. Whether they're true stories or not, it's hard to say, but they survive. So the Norse, they wrapped astronomy in myth, they wrapped survival in ritual, and they wrapped patience in the gods. And what calling it Yule meant. Yule, or Yule, Jol, you didn't need to understand sun angles. Like, you didn't have to be a scientist to know that it was the shortest day of the year, or it was the longest night of the year. You only need to remember that we feast when the sun turns. They turned ritual into memory technology. Why Odin, Freyr, and the ancestors entered now. So these are three pretty big, two really, really big Norse gods. You have Odin and Freyr. Odin is knowledge, memory, and the dead. Freyr is the promise of return and prosperity. And ancestors in Yule prove that winter had been survived before. So the Norse made Yule and the winter solstice a celebration, like I said, of when the light starts to return. So at Yule, you weren't asking for miracles. You were acknowledging patterns that worked. Yule honored experience, not hope. Why was feasting allowed at the hardest time? And I mean, this in itself, the question is, why feast when it's going to get harder, or we're in the middle? And this surprises modern audiences. They're like, why would you do that? I mean, why would you feast when you want to try to save food? Food stores spoiled. I mean, spoiled food isn't good. Can't really, it'll make you sick and then you'll die of cold or something like that. Animals weakened over the winter. So this is when they ate, a lot of their livestock. Morale matters as much as calories. If you have a bunch of people that are together and morale's super low, and Donut's seeing this too now in when we raid. If there's that one negative person bringing the whole group down, it's not good. Feasting converted perishable food into strength. It reinforced bonds, and it marked the movement where rationing could be recalculated. For the Norse, Yule was planned excess, not waste. Why Yule lasted multiple nights? Who wants to celebrate one day a year just to go back to, snow or the drudgery of, oh no, it's cold out? I don't. So winter is monotonous and mentally crushing. I mean, we have seasonal depression. It's cold. I don't want to go outside when it's freaking cold out. I'm sure Donut doesn't either. I'm sure you guys don't.
Hell no.
So
I'm in a house.
right. So the reason Yule lasted multiple days, it reset morale. It reinforced the turning point of, hey, things are going to get better from here. And it allowed different households to host. The Norse were all about community. Some people, oh, they were bad Vikings, blah, blah, this and that. They were more about community than, I think they're the ones that fundamentally said, hey, we need, the community matters. Your neighbor is just as strong as, it's an asset, or it can be a hindrance, and depending how you look at it. But it kept fires burning communally, so people took turns keeping the fires burning. Why did this help? Why? Like, why multiple nights? Songs repeat, stories cycle, and toasts are shared. Repetition builds certainty. I don't disagree with that. Takeaway from this section I want to be is the solstice told the Norse that the darkness had peaked. Yule told them what to do about it. Yule turned knowledge into tradition. Survival and tradition survived and survived into ceremony. And waiting into something people could endure together. Once the solstice became Yule, winter wasn't just something to survive. It became something you could face together. And this is where the community starts to play, a big part in symbolism, stuff like that. So now that we've got that part out of the way, we're going to do another match. Talk a little bit more after. Probably go over the questions again for people to answer. We got the warden now, and I want to see what some of his stuff looks like. So he's going to increase the chance to reflect small projectiles, a portion of health when that occurs. That's really cool. We got 17 skill points we can use. Excuse me. So we're gonna go trophy hall. Let's look at our trophy. We can claim 3 more skill points. We'll go back and we're gonna do another match. The warden will go to. I'm not sure how to get some of these other skins. That's how. Okay. Gotta do things. That costs 5. Oh, I have 5. Okay, that costs 10. Oh, different weapon abilities. Okay. So we're not gonna go back and do one we know we can clear without. We'll go to Nilfenheim. Yeah, Alfenheim, Helheim. We'll go back to Nilfenheim, the first zone. And we can do this on easy, endless. Let's do it on normal. Evil Dead. This gives the enemies a chance to cheat death and survive longer. We'll do that. So we've got 15 minutes, 4 objectives. The enemy difficulty is at 130%. Resource bonus at plus 35%. Kill 10 bone Jotuns in Helheim. Let's go. Yeah. Next, we're going to go into some symbols of Yule, what they meant, why they existed. Alright, so he throws his hammer. Be punished. Chance to knock back enemy. 2D now. Chance to stun nearby enemies with successful blocks. Pull that. Iron Fist, Heavy Iron Fist. An enchanted anvil. Calls down an enchanted anvil that destructively magnetizes towards you. Shield wall. Let's take shield wall. That'll come. Ooh, and the hammer bounces. I like that. We're gonna do braziers. See, this is an enhanced enemy. When they turn blue like that, it means they didn't die and they get that second life kind of thing. I like this guy. Odin. Let's see if they have the Unit Immunin, guys. Here we go. Oh, I didn't move my camera. Hold on. Keep forgetting. Sorry. Let me. There. Now you guys can see the map and stuff. I like the bouncing of the hammer.
That sounds nice.
What's his Q? We'll see what his Q is here in a minute. Oh, okay. His Q shoots out saw blades. That's kind of cool. Ground smash. Visible more often. Let's go with heavy fist. Oh, that's cool. Lightning strikes or fixed directions. Minute 33 until our next objective. 6. Your Kraken. Nope, we're getting the Kraken.
Trigger need blueprints. I already had.
I got it too, I think.
Get it for a quest. I'm not sure why you can get it in the open world. Kind of dumb. Yes, because not everybody does the quests.
Crashing
I got a shit.
waves. When damage against enemies below half health. Chance to summon additional gold coins on gold pickup. Level up heals a small. Ooh, like that. Not that I'm taking much damage on this guy, but as I get hit.
See, as you get smacked in the face. I don't have to use my key card this time, but
Ooh, there's a chest down here. His weapon dash is just
shield slam.
it's just like a knockback.
You alright,
That's
bud?
what I thought. Die, ha! Alright, next objective. This is a warden class. Drill hammer, hammer split to that. Alright, so we do portals or we can do graves. Let's do chieftains. Oh, nice. My hammer splits now when it hits things, or it has a chance to. So this will spawn an enemy to fight. Ah, you're bleeding. You're undead, but you're bleeding. Ten. Bottomless wealth. Next objective in 3 minutes. Now we just run around and destroy enemies. Shield bearer, weapon master. Take a short guard in the ancient halls, and a stout vanguard to his kin. That one. I like this guy. Got an ad starting in 10 minutes, chat. If you don't want to see them, you can be super awesome and subscribe. You don't need to, but it will get rid of ads. And it'll help me out. Kraken 3. There's a chest over here. Let's go get that.
Right back.
Yep. Kraken 4. Healing herbs. Bloodlust. Get back here. That's right, get stunned. Got a minute left until we can, you know, get our next objective. $14, Odin. And an Immunin. Next objective's coming up. It does a lot of damage for a tanky character. It's nice. Thor. Increase my damage. Next objective, Curse of Winter Medium.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. We're on our third objective.
Ice.
Medium survived the winter. Fitting. It is. Let's see. Evan Swell. That one. What is melting stuff, chat? I'm not taking very much damage either, which is nice. Take that, you stupid elite. Oh, Law and Order, Hammer Split. Because I need to split my hammer 3 times, chat.
Well, of course.
I think this is the character I might try doing the rest of this stuff on. Curse of Winter complete. Got 2.5 minutes just about until our next objective. Thor. Jeez. Are you guys supposed to hit me or something? Oh, chest. I want to gain levels quicker. Let's see. Deal all damage, increase all damage, especially against elites. Yes, please. Give me more elites, game.
Imagine just doing an elite run, nothing but elites.
Uh,
Obviously not as many as there are normals because that would be insane.
yeah.
Are you summoning the Kraken looking thing?
Yes.
That's cool.
I have tentacles. It's from this guy. Yard.
Ah, makes sense. He has a beard of him.
He's the god of water and stuff.
Gotcha.
A minute until the next objective. Whoa, I took damage. Oh no, whatever will I do?
Die.
I'll just go back to full health. Warden class. Blood and Thunder. Bleed or shock? Hammer split again! 4 hammers! I think that might be a little overkill here, chat. Got freaking 5 Kraken tentacles. 4 Kraken tentacles. 4 hammers. Let's do the pylons. Gotta kill enemies near the pylons. Alright, level 22. Odin. Like crits. Attack critical hits have a chance to apply bleed to nearby enemies. Because undead things can bleed, chat. We have an ad starting in 52 seconds, chat. Where are you, boss? Go kill the boss. Different level before I do it. Go. Gold. XP crystals. And here's the boss for this one. He's not gonna last very long. I lied, okay. Kinda hurts. Jeez. If I level up, I can heal. Damn it, I died. Good run. Alright. So as I said earlier, our break ends in 2 minutes, so let's take that time to look at some stuff real quick. 7 more skill points. We're going to put them on him. Let's see. As I recall, I didn't even see. That was nice. Tax. Go. Oh, we're going to do him again here in a minute, but once this ad ends, we'll go over some stuffs. Take my hoodie off. So our heat is finally fixed. See. We are also 15 followers away from a giveaway, chat. Got stuff to add to my giveaways when I send them. Where I put them. There you go. am I at the moment? I got stickers, Raven stickers to add to the giveaways. Gotta find where they went. Alright. So ad is over. We're going to talk now about the symbols of Yule and what they meant and why they existed. So the first symbol is the hearth and fire. Center of survival, heat, cooking, light. Fire symbolized life, continuing through darkness. The hearth fire, fires were often kept burning through Yule. And basically, if the hearth died, winter won. And you don't want that to happen. The evergreens. So fir, pine, way trees. Green symbolized, green was there for when everything else died. You had that green to still tell you that there's a way to push through. It symbolized endurance and continuity. They were brought indoors to remind people that life persisted. Not as decoration, but as psychological reinforcement. So, yes, the Norse did bring pine trees, fir trees, way trees inside during the winter. But for psychological reinforcement, saying, hey, you can do it. Third symbol would be the Yule log. The Yule log was a large log that was burned over multiple nights. It represented the old year being consumed. The embers of the Yule log were used to relight future fires. The log wasn't burned in one night because hope wasn't instant. It was a key point to take from is a key point for that. The Yule goat or Yulebach. Yulebach symbolized it was a symbol of fertility, strength, and survival. Possibly there are theories that it was linked to Thor's goat, and later on it became a gift bringer in Scandinavia. It is one of the oldest Yule symbols that's pre-Christian, was the Yule goat. Ale and feasting. Ale was brewed specifically for Yule. Drinking wasn't indulgence. It was a ritual obligation. And toasts were honored. They honored the gods, ancestors, and survival. Now, what gods were honored during Yule and why? Odin. Why was Odin honored? Well, he's got a memory, wisdom, and the dead. And he was the leader of the Wild Hunt. He was a winter wanderer. So his role was keeper of knowledge and ancestral memory. Now, Odin walks when others shelter. He was, like I said, he was the winter wanderer. The second god we've mentioned before is Freyr. Why was Freyr important to Yule? Or why? So she was associated with fertility, peace, and prosperity. And she represented the restoring sun and she was invoked for future harvest. Her role was, promised that it was a promise of what came after winter. The third god was Thor, and he was honored because he's a protector of mankind. He was a defender of the hearth and fire, and he's associated with storms and chaos. His role, when invoked, was holding the line until spring. The fourth goddess was Freyja. So why was Freyja honored? She's a goddess of fate, death, fertility, and magic. She's linked to the cycles of loss and renewal. She was important in household rites. Her role was continuity through change. The last and fifth thing honored were ancestors and the Disir. They were honored alongside gods. Disir were female ancestral spirits, protectors of family and fate. Many Yule rites were ancestral first and God second. So the traditions of Yule, you have one, feasting, planned use of stored food, community survival strategy, and it reinforced bonds, which we've talked about before. Toasts were formal drinking toasts made to the gods, ancestors, and to future victories or survival. Third thing, third tradition, is storytelling and skaldic poetry. Myths reinforce seasonal knowledge. Stories were preserved survival lessons, and oral traditions were memory. The next were offerings or blot, food, drinks, or symbolic gifts. Shared. They were shared and not wasted. It was acknowledgement. These offerings were acknowledgement, not begging. Keeping the fire was the fifth tradition, and fires were were tended carefully. The embers were saved, and they're symbols of lineage and continuity. Every symbol had a function. Every god represented a force needed to survive winter. It wasn't a belief, it was a preparation. So, what this is saying is Yule was built from symbols that reminded people life continued, gods that embodied what winter demanded, and traditions that kept communities alive long enough to matter. It wasn't about escaping the dark. Once again, it was about enduring it together. So, one of the key concepts of Yule and was surviving and enduring as a community. I think is really cool. After this, we'll get a little bit into the Wild Hunt and what it was, why it mattered, why it matters at Yule. So we're going to do another match, and then we'll do that. We're going to try this guy again, and we're going to do the new map on normal difficulty so we can try to unlock the Kinslayer. Maybe I should try... I can unlock, excuse me, this weapon. I think I'm going to unlock this weapon. Creates a static ballista that shoots arrow. Gear wheel is... We're going to hold off. We're going to try the gear wheel again. The new map on normal. Here we go. I hope people that are watching and the people that watch this in the future, because I will be saving it and I'll be posting it to YouTube. I hope the people watching and the people that watch in the future get some knowledge out of this, and hope that it sheds light on what Yule is and how it affected like the Old Norse and whatnot, and what it means for Yule and whatnot today. HP regen. Alright, sacrificial pylon, astral anchored, let's do pylon. Excellent. We are not excellent. There's mine carts that move on this? Nice, okay.
No, I wasted my key.
Oof.
The other side was open and the dude was still in there looting. I like super wasted it.
Okay. Hammer time. Oh, I gotta get in the circle. Oops. What is hitting me? I don't like that thing. Lifesteal. Take lifesteal. Go away, you stupid thing.
They missed the blueprint.
Oh, smart. Get out of here, you darn thing. Finally, it died. We gotta get some food. I don't like these things. Gotta get over to this next tower. Ow. That's right.
Fuck, not that way.
XP increase. That one. Need health. Cut that out. Don't hit me. Thing needs to give me more enemies faster. Oh, that's not cool. What the hell? Get out of here. I need health. I need health. I need health. Cool. Cool. Can't get that food. There we go. Stupid gas troll things hurt. Next objective in 5 seconds. Cool. First the depths. That one. Easy. Get out of here. That's gonna hurt. Didn't hurt, okay. Shield bearer. Ooh, some crystal freaking things now. Go. Ooh, can't see. I don't like that.
Oh, damn.
Darkness. Gets better, chat. Try staying in this little area. Leveled up. Vortex, heck yeah. I thought. Take that. This. Nice, okay. Get out of here. Hurt. did it? I gotta wait 45 seconds for this. Almost time for the next objective, chat. Bye. Crawler. Goblin really. Over here to do this. This is starting to get crazy.
Don't get hit by a train cart.
Why not?
Because I feel like it might kill you.
This thing's gonna kill me. Oh, hey, yep. Damn it. Those hurt. I like how that build was going on. Alright, so like I said, we're gonna get into the wild hunt a little bit. So the wild hunt is a widespread myth across Germanic, Norse, later European folklore describing a ghostly procession of riders, spirits, and hounds racing through the winter skies. It's believed to appear most often during the darkest night of the year, especially around the winter solstice in Yule. To the ancient people, the wild hunt, it wasn't just a story. It explained that violent winter storms were a thing. The howling winds at night is what they thought. The sense that the boundary between worlds was thin, winter solstice, uh, with the night being longest, it's one of the days that they feel the veil between the worlds is thin. Cat, stop. Who led the wild hunt? In Norse tradition, wild hunt was most commonly led by Odin, the Allfather, in his role as Lord of the Dead, the Master of Spirits, and the God of Wisdom, Magic, and Prophecy. Odin rode Sleipnir, his eight-legged horse, at the head of the hunt, accompanied by fallen warriors, restless dead, Valkyries, and ghostly hounds and shadow beasts. In other regions, he appeared under a name like Woden, and or later Christianized figures such as Hearth the Hunter. But the core myth remained the same. And so the wild hunt and the winter solstice. The winter solstice marked the longest night, the death of the old sun, and the beginning of its rebirth. It was also believed to be dangerous and powerful liminal time, a moment when the dead could walk, spirits could cross worlds, and the gods roamed closer to Midgard, which is Earth. The wild hunt was said to ride hardest during this time, sweeping across the sky as the old year died and the new one prepared to be born. Ancient people believed that seeing the hunt could mean death, madness, or being taken into the spirit world. Hearing it was an omen of war, famine, and great change. So they would hide indoors during the winter solstice storms, not because it was superstitious, but for survival. Now, you're going to ask Corpy, how does the wild hunt tie into Yule? Yule wasn't, like I said, wasn't originally a single day. It was a multi-night sacred season that lasted 3 to 12, depending on region. During this time, people performed rituals to appease Odin and the spirits, honor the ancestors, protect the household. This is where many later traditions came from, leaving food or drink outside as offerings. My wife and I do this. Burning the Yule log, which is light against the darkness, and keeping doors closed during storms. I mean, most people try to do that anyway, but and avoiding travel at night. Odin's connection to Yule is deep. He was called Yulnir, or Yule One. He wandered the world during Yule, and offerings ensured that the hunt passed over your home and not through it. So now, there's Christmas and stuff like that. Christmas, Yule, and whatnot. The dark origin of gift giving. So it's a dark origin here. Odin riding with the wild hunt during Yule was said to reward those who honored the gods and punish those who did not. So children would leave boots filled with straw for Sleipnir, and you would receive a small gift in return. Eventually evolved through centuries into modern gift-giving traditions. Yes, the wild hunt is one of the ancestors of Santa Claus. How? Sleipnir was an 8-legged horse, right? We have 8 reindeer with Christmas. Odin is essentially Santa Claus. A winter rider in the sky, judging homes, leaving gifts, traveling during Yule. What the wild hunt symbolized at its core, it represented the power of nature in winter, death as a part of the cycle, the turning of the year, and the gods reclaiming what was lost. And it reminded people that winter wasn't gentle. The gods are watching and honor the old ways and survive the dark. So there's that tie-in, the wild hunt. We're gonna switch it up a little bit more after another match, and I'm gonna go over some runes that are associated with winter and Yule. I'm a rune reader. I read the Elder Futhark, so that's going to be, that's where it comes into play into my stream and where the knowledge comes from, or why I'm doing it. Now, we're going to do another match. Let's see, where is my cursor? Go, skill shop. 3 more skills. Eventually, obviously, we're going to try getting all of them anyway, but... Oh. I don't know if I want to do this guy again. Can we get... Got Wahlberg, Sewer Piercing. Flame Sister. She's kind of melee. Some magic. I'll show you guys her. Haven't yet on stream. Head off. What's that? Brave Chicken. Reduces strength of all enemies, but your counters comes at a cost. No. Do it normal. Have an ad incoming in 8.5 minutes, chat.
Not for me.
Aha, yes. So if you sub, you don't have to, you don't get ads.
If you don't like ads, complain to Twitch. It's not up to us.
Yeah, I don't get a say. I have ads regardless.
We can either have ads or we can have lots of ads.
Let's check her class. Let's see. Increased damage inflicted by class skills. Inferno now has a chance to inflict burn. With that. Oh, we're gonna collect some mushrooms. Up. Take this. Let's see, attack speed. Oh, attack speed. Attack speed's always good.
Of course, I spawn on the other side of the fucking map.
Story of your life.
I have one last warehouse key I'm trying to use because I need space.
Gotcha.
I mean, what I've been trying to do is use up my green keys on solo runs. That way I just have purples and blues for when it's at least 2 people.
Right.
Because doing a purple or a blue by yourself, like, it's not... I mean, if I just strictly wanted the best chance to get blueprints, it's, you know, fine. But I'm going to leave a lot of loot behind because I'm not going to be able to carry it all.
Right.
I'd rather have one of our people get it than some rando who walks in afterwards. Whereas if I don't loot everything in a green room and whatever.
Get away from me. Have the fine wave. There we go.
Oh, someone just died.
Wasn't me, chap.
I finally lost my good kit I had run so many runs with without dying.
Ah.
I got 3 wasps on me and I couldn't shield and health back up.
That'll do it. Those damn wasps.
Couldn't take the time to shoot them because if I was shooting them I was getting hit. And I eventually just couldn't keep my health up.
Right.
It was annoying. Lost my big level 4 LMG torrent. Really, dude?
Oh man, Donut's getting attacked. Some rando just being a jerk.
Yep. Merry Christmas to you too and happy holidays, you asshole. it was a completely free kit, I don't really care, but mostly the principle will be in butt heads.
Jeez. 3 more mushrooms to go. Attack damage. Experience gain. Gifu.
Oh, this is the person that you were streaming to me the other day, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you got double spinny lasers.
Oh yeah, and I got frost and
What's gold do? That just points.
it converts into skill points.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't do you any good in this run, but it'll do you good for having stronger stuff next
Yep.
run. Cool.
Ow. Really like it if you didn't throw those things at me. Yeah, just stand in my pulsing. Holy damage, thank you. 2 minutes until our next one. Gain. Full. More health, please. Add in 2 minutes, chat.
You know, I wonder how it would change the gameplay flow of Arc Raiders if you couldn't finish people. Like once you went down, they had to bleed out.
I don't know.
Right, because like the whole concept is you don't kill other raiders, you're only knocking them out, even when you quote unquote shoot them until they pass out.
Right.
So like if you take that concept of okay, so we're not killing each other, though we'll hurt each other. Then what if you made it so that you had to wait? Because then, like in like single lobbies, right? Like when you come upon a person, if there's another person on the ground next to them, like they'd be able to say like that's the guy that took me out, right? Like there would be no, oh, I come across this body.
Right.
It would just be. I just feel like it'd be an interesting like. I don't know that it would work like I think it probably would fuck with like match time and everything like that. But I think it's just an interesting concept.
Right.
Of how would that affect how people play.
Oh, 14. Geez, still got a minute until this next objective.
I don't use light ammo. Fuck.
Magnet. Open gives us other chest.
Not bad for my last key here. Got a blueprint. Of course, I already have it, but you know.
Affected by the winter. Come on, go faster. Dagger's arc now, nice. Oh, we're gonna get
Healing.
2 minutes until next objective. 2.5 minutes, I lied, chat. Ad ends in 1.5 minutes. 18.
Yep. If you throw a wolf pack too close, it won't go off.
Yeah, you gotta throw it up in the air.
I mean, I threw it up in the air. It was literally right above and it still didn't go off. Gotta be.
Decent amount of.
Yeah. Which is fine. I have plenty, but. The dude picked a fight with the Leaper at the exit. I was like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm just gonna throw this wolf pack at home.
There's a chest over here, chat. No objective in a minute. But attack speed. Almost done here. Yeah, almost done. Uh, of course, these pylons are all the way on the other side of the map. Where I am.
Oh damn! Got a speed boost.
No. Just some dodge rolling. XP.
Spawned in the tunnels.
Jesus, there's a lot of enemies. Here we go, chat. Ow. Jeez. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. What is hitting me? That? I'm dead. I get hit once, I'm dead. Yep, just like that. Gosh darn it.
The system more fragile than the archer.
Kinda. She doesn't have as much range.
Mm.
Alright, so let's talk a little bit about the runes of winter and Yule. So the runes most associated. Okay, the runes most associated with endurance, stillness, and return that are tied with Yule and winter are winter runes don't promise victory, they teach endurance. So the first rune is Isa. Let me find my bag and I can get Isa out. Or I can just. Ugh. Bag. 1 second, chat. See if I can find my deck I'm looking for. There they are. Viking Oracle cards. One's most associated.
Yo, buddy, you need some cash? Guess not.
It's here somewhere, chat, I promise. What is it? Huh? No. For some reason I don't have.
You alright? No, you're good, homie. I was just taking up the thing for you.
They're all mixed up. Sorry, chat. Hold on. There it is. Alright.
Wait, I did a quest I didn't even know I was trying to work on.
Nice. Alright. Got that one. Okay. So the first rune associated with winter and Yule is Isa. Isa is ice, stillness, survival. Core meaning behind Isa is ice, pause, or suspension. Endurance without movement. Waiting without forcing change. Why is Isa a winter rune? Winter is a time when action can be dangerous. Survival often means doing nothing. And Isa teaches restraint. Isa reminds us that not every season is for growth. Some are for holding. The second one is Yera. Yera is cycles, turning, and harvest. Its core meaning is the year. Cycles, completion, reward after patience. Why is Viera a Yule rune? It represents the solar cycle. The solar cycle's turning. The promise that efforts are not wasted, and what was planted will return. Viera is why the solstice matters. It provided or proved the cycle is still working. The third rune associated is Awaz. Awaz is endurance and the spine of survival. The core meanings are resilience. Think the way tree. It's evergreen, long living. Holding through hardship. And why is Awaz a winter rune? It's associated with longevity and survival. Standing firm against pressure and endurance without collapse. Awaz is the rune of people who survived many winters. The next one, the fourth rune, is Dagaz, which is dawn, breaking through, and return to light. Its core meaning is dawn, sudden clarity, transformation. Why is Dagaz tied to the solstice? It represents the moment after the longest night, light returning, not all at once, but inevitably, tough word to say sometimes. Dagaz isn't the sun at noon, it's the first proof that dark doesn't last. The last rune associated with the winter and all that is Pertho. Pertho, fate, mystery, and the unseen. Its core meaning is fate unfolding, hidden forces, and trust in the unknown. Why does Pertho appear in the winter? Winter strips certainty. You survive by trusting patterns you cannot control. Fate, chance, and endurance are entrusted here. Now, the winter runes don't shout, they whisper. And teach stillness, patience, endurance, and faith in cycles rather than outcomes. Now, we can go back over we're going to go over the quiz one more time, and I'll give out the answers. And we'll end with a poem. Let's see. So, question 1. Winter has begun. Your stores are lower than expected. Do you A, eat normally and hope for early spring? B, ration strictly now, even if it hurts? Or C, feast to keep morale high? Donut, what do you think?
So it's the beginning of winter, not the middle, right?
Winter has begun. Your stores are lower than expected.
Then I'd say ration.
So, yep. B, why early rationing saves lives. B, and the explanation is because early rationing saves lives, and hope without math killed people. 2, why is tracking sunrise position important? Is it A, religious ceremony, B, navigational only, or C, knowing when the day stops shortening? What do you think, Donut?
To know when the days stop shortening.
So, yep.
And that'll know when the middle is.
So C, yep, it tells when survival odds start improving. The sun no longer sinks lower at noon. What does that mean? A. Winter is over. B. The worst point has passed. Or C. Spring starts tomorrow.
The worst part is over.
Yep. So B. Cold lingers, but I can't read my own writing. But basically the tide is turned and it's going to get better. 4. A neighbor is sick and slowing the group down. Do you A. Cast them out, B. Ignore them, or C. Bring them closer to the hearth?
Bring them closer to the hearth.
So yep, C. Communities that stayed united survive longer. And that ties in with community, what we've been talking about quite a bit tonight. Last question. Why was the hearth sacred? A. Symbolism only. B. It represented the gods. Or C. It was heat, food, light, and safety.
The last one, the heat, food, light,
Yep.
and safety.
So C is without the hearth, nothing else mattered. So going the final scores, if you got 4 to 5 right, you're a hearth keeper. You survived the winter. 2 to 3 correct, you're a wanderer. Survival is uncertain. And if you got 0 to 1 correct, you're lost to the long night. Now we're gonna go into a poem. That's what this is next. Yeah. The longest night does not break us. It reveals what holds. Fire remembers hands long gone. Stone remembers where the sun returns. The dark does not mean failure. It keeps its word. What endured will now rise. And like I said, I hope everybody who watched this tonight, learned a little bit something about Yule and its origins and, what it meant to the Norse. I'm gonna put my deck away. I have a lot of them. And like I said, I do hope that people enjoyed tonight, and I hope when you go back and look at it, if you do, that you learn something new that you didn't learn the first time. I'm going to give one last closing thing before we on else. The longest night has been marked. The fire tended, and stories spoken. The hearth does not close, it travels. Carry this flame onward now. To another hall, another fire, another voice keeping the dark at bay. Go with warmth, go with patience. May their hearth burn steady, and may the light keep its promise. Thank you everybody for that stopped in, and I hope everybody had a nice night. With that, blessed solstice, blessed Yule, and have a nice night.
Be right back.
Papa Thrash. Hey, thanks for the raid tonight.
Oh, thanks for coming to check out some Divinity 2.
What were you playing tonight, Corpy? I know you play a lot. A lot of awesome shit, for sure.